Hi, this is Jeff Warren, and I'm going to do a quick run-through on calibrating in Spectral Workbench. Notice that in this spectrum, the x-axis is labeled with nanometer wavelengths. How did we do this? If you watch the intro video or many other videos, you'll notice that we copy that calibration from another source. But how was the original source actually calibrated? That's what we'll talk about in this tutorial. What we do is we use a spectrum from a contact fluorescent lamp. That's one of those screw-shaped lamps that plugs into sort of an old-fashioned light bulb socket, but is actually a fluorescent lamp. In general, it makes sense to use sort of warmer colors, and when you take a spectrum of one, you'll get something that looks a little like this. This is sort of a best-case scenario, and you can see these two distinct, really sharp green peaks. You might get something that looks a little bit more like this. This is a bit blurred. It's not ideal, but it will work perfectly well. This is another example. You notice that the green channel is totally blown out here, but because we have good data in the other channels, we can still do this. You really do want to look for this sort of double green peak to get a good calibration. So what we do is we press calibrate. You'll notice that, because we're starting from nothing, the x-axis now goes from 0 to 639, and it says uncalibrated pixels, so we don't have a calibration. What we've done here is when you press calibrate, it makes a best guess, and it's actually pretty good as it is. It says fit is 13, so you want that number to be really low and green. If we move it a little bit, we can get that fit to drop to 10, and you can see things are starting to line up here. We just want this reference spectrum to be as good a match as possible for what's below. If we turn off snapping, we might be able to get even closer, a fit of 5. And then we press save. There are many other things about calibration that you can do to improve or to do things in slightly different ways. There are ways to get better calibration images, but this is basically it. And from here on out, you can use this you can copy this calibration to any other made shortly thereafter or with the same device. I would recommend that if you move your device or if it's just been a little while, say a few days or even an hour or two, it makes sense to do a new calibration to run through this procedure by pointing it again at a compact fluorescent light to make sure that your spectrometer hasn't drifted. Thanks. There is another in-depth calibration video you can watch for more tips, and hope you enjoy Spectral Workbench.